We've all heard that AI is here and it's going to take over the world and it's going to replace artists, musicians and writers and all sorts, and it's the end of the world. So today I'm going to try and write a song using Chat GPT, and we'll see, can we write a song with Chat GPT? Does it replace creativity? Can it be done? What does it sound like? So yeah, today's a bit of an experiment to see what happens. And if you're brand new to this channel, then hello, my name is Lisa. I'm a musician from Northern Ireland and I make videos sharing covers and my own original music and other music related videos like this. So first of all, let's answer the question, what is Chat GPT? Well, in its own words, Chat GPT is an AI-based chatbot powered by OpenAI's GPT brackets generative pre-trained transformer language model. It is designed to simulate conversation with humans by generating text based on the input given to it. So in other words, it is an AI, artificial intelligence based program that is designed to be able to have a conversation based on the information that you give it. So theoretically, it should be able to write lyrics, chord progression in the style of an artist that you give it, and it will sort of scan the internet for other lyrics. So for example, if you asked it to write lyrics in the style of Taylor Swift, it will scan all of Taylor Swift's music and generate lyrics based on the information that it took from that. I haven't tried this, so we're going to see if this works or not. So let's try it and see what happens. So I've just opened up the Chat GPT on the openai.com website, and I think I would like this song to be in the style of Enya, because why not? Let's start with that. Let's first of all, to get a theme for the song to be about, let's first of all ask it what Enya's songs are about. So Enya's music often features lush atmospheric soundscapes and ethereal vocals, creating a dreamlike and otherworldly atmosphere. Many of her songs are instrumental, but when she does include lyrics, they often touch on themes of love, nature, spirituality, and personal introspection. And it's even given us examples. Okay, so let's ask it. Please write, and I always do like to say please, because if AI should take over the world, I'd like it to remember that I was always polite to it. So please write lyrics of 2 verses and a chorus for a song about, let's make it about nature and spirituality in the style of Enya. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. And this is how fast it works. It doesn't, like, I'm not speeding anything up. This is how quickly it gives you a response. Okay, so right away I think this is quite Enya-esque. So now, let's see if it can write a chord progression. A minor, F, C to G, and the same for the chorus. Okay, it even has some information about it. This chord progression uses the chords of A minor, F major, C major, and G major. It has a contemplative and uplifting quality that suits Enya's style well. You can experiment with variations on this chord progression or add other chords to create your own unique sound in the style of Enya. Okay, but I wanted you to do the work for me, so try it again. See if it comes up with anything different. Okay, slightly different. Chord progression uses the chords from the key of A minor, which is a common key in Enya's music. Chorus chords move to the key of F major, which creates a sense of brightness and optimism. The F and G chords form a classic pop progression, while the A minor chord adds a touch of melancholy. See, it even knows that Enya's music tends to be melancholic. Okay, let's move to the keyboard and see what we can do with this. So this is what the chord progression sounds like. I've just put a sort of string sound on the keyboard just to try and create that sort of lush Enya-esque sound. So this is what it sounds like. So it's A minor, F, C, G, that again, kind of Enya-like. I will say that it's again just very generic, very bland. Enya's music would have a bit more of an interesting chord in there somewhere. Yeah, and also, you know, the thing with the Chat GPT is that yes, it's giving me these chords, but there's no specific rhythm to play them in. No like time signature, anything like that. So this is the part where the human comes into play, where I have to make these decisions then of how long am I going to play each chord for, what variation of the chord am I going to play, like is it going to be just A minor root position, or is it going to have a different note in the bass, or like a seventh or an added ninth or something like that. Like I make those decisions and I'm deciding on the time signature and the rhythm for the chords to go in, or if, you know, if it's going to be like arpeggiated, or you know, sometimes Enya would have like sort of pluck string effects. So as a human, I still have to make those decisions. Of course, I know there are other music programs out there that do all of this for you, but just using Chat GPT for now, because that's just what's sort of most accessible. Yeah, these are my thoughts so far. Let's see if it can write a melody, which I don't know if it's going to be able to, but we'll see what it comes up with. So I'm just going to ask it, can it write a melody? As an AI language model, I am not able to compose melodies as it requires creativity and musical knowledge beyond my programming. However, I can suggest some tips for creating a melody in the style of Enya. Okay. Enya's melodies are often characterized by a flowing and ethereal quality with long sustained notes and intricate harmonies. She also frequently uses vocal layering and harmony to create a sense of depth and richness. When composing a melody in the style of Enya, you may want to experiment with the following techniques. Start with a simple melody and then layer on additional harmonies and counter melodies to create a richer and more complex sound. Use long sustained notes and gentle vibrato to create a sense of flow and fluidity in the melody. Incorporate traditional Irish and Celtic musical elements such as modal scales and pentatonic melodies to give the melody a distinctive flavour. And experiment with vocal layering and harmonies to create a sense of depth and richness in the melody. Remember that Enya's music is known for its dreamlike and otherworldly qualities, so you may want to use these techniques to create a melody that evokes a sense of peace, tranquility, and spirituality. So there we go. Chat GPT is limited in the fact that it can't create the melody for me. However, it was very helpful, and then it gave me some tips on how to create a melody in the style of Enya. Again, this is where I personally feel that we're at least a long way away from AI, at least for Chat GPT anyway, for it to replace artists, because I already knew that anyway. Like, it's not as if it's told me something I didn't already know. It's interesting though. So let's come up with a melody using some of the tips that it's given, because let's see if it can really actually help write anything. So let's, as it suggested, start with a simple melody and then layer on additional harmonies. Long sustained notes, modal scales, and pentatonic melodies, and that's interesting. Vocal layering and harmonies, which it already said, it kind of repeated itself there. Let's think of the pentatonic scale. Okay, so that is the minor pentatonic, A minor pentatonic scale. And it works with the chord progression. So what I like to do when I'm trying to write a melody is I'll just play the chord progression over and over until, and I'll sort of hum things over it until something sort of comes out that I like. Okay, so that's kind of using the pentatonic scale there. Using the A minor pentatonic scale. So that kind of works. There's still 2 lines to the verse. So maybe I can come up with a different melody. Sort of working. And then the chorus. Again, I'll just hum over the chord progression to find a melody that sits. So I finished recording the song and I listened to a couple of different Enya songs to help like inspire the production side of things and the harmonies and stuff. So yeah, I kind of took inspiration from Wild Violet and May It Be, and I even asked Chat GPT to come up with a name for the song, and it actually came up with 10 different names, but the title I ended up going for was Beyond the Mountains. So this is what the finished piece sounds like. sound like Enya? Does it sound like something I would have written, or does it sound like it was written by a robot? Personally, I think it sounds kind of generic, kind of yeah, like somebody trying to write something that sounds like somebody else and not putting like any personality into it. But maybe that's just from my side of things. If you didn't know it was written by AI, would you have assumed that whenever you heard it? Do let me know in the comments what you think of the song. So what do I think of AI? Do I think it's going to replace artists, musicians? No, I don't. I think it can be a really useful tool. I enjoyed this experience. I thought it was a fun experiment, and a lot of what being an artist is, it's about experimenting with things and trying to, you know, to push yourself out of your comfort zone, and using the tools that you have available, or trying tools that maybe aren't supposed to be applied to making art or making music, and trying to see if it works. So it was a really fun experiment, and I do think it can be useful as a teaching tool, because some of the stuff that Chat GPT had kind of mentioned it in, like describing Enya's music, was stuff I already knew, and it's information that's already out there. It's just useful because it's like putting it all in the one place. So if you were a student trying to learn about songwriting, it's a way of finding everything all in the one place, and I think it could help get you started on a journey about learning about music and songwriting. But I definitely don't think it would replace a teacher or replace doing your own research. I think it could also be a really useful tool to help get out of creative block, because rather than sort of being stuck, it's something that could just help tap some ideas. Again, it's not going to replace your creativity, because I did have to be creative myself with what ChatGPT gave me, but it can certainly help push you in the right direction. Like if you had written a song and you just couldn't think of like a catchy hook for a chorus or something, it could give you some ideas, but it's certainly not going to replace your own creativity. But I do also think it could be an extremely useful tool for other aspects of music admin where you don't have to be creative, like writing emails. It can certainly help speed up certain other things so that you can focus more on songwriting and stuff. Things that like can be really time consuming but don't really require a lot of thought and creativity. They're just time consuming tasks. So it can help save you time so that you can spend more time doing the things that you are creative at. And do I think it's going to replace musicians and artists altogether? No, I'm not terribly worried about it. I do think it will replace things like sync music, like background music for you know, TV show, like generic kind of music that at the end of the day, a musician writing that kind of music, they're not being creative themselves, they're just writing to meet a brief. I do think it could probably replace that job, because if that's all it is, if that's all a music supervisor needs for a TV show, they just need something, you know, for the background, then why not just get AI to do it? And there are AI programs out there that can completely do the music. I mean, there's already stuff like that on like GarageBand or Logic Pro, where you can like it has a programmed in like drummer, and it will like match the style of your music, and it can play in a certain style. That stuff already kind of exists, and now there's more advanced programs that can literally write a full-on song. But again, it's still bland, generic. It also can't play real instruments. Like it can obviously do synths and synthesized sounds of guitars and keyboards and everything, but it will never actually be able to play like a grand piano or a real acoustic guitar, so you're still missing that human element of things, and a human still has to decide whether or not it's good. Even I think something that AI could generate where it considers it theoretically to be a perfect piece of music, that, you know, would trigger Spotify algorithms or be a big hit on TikTok, at the end of the day, that's for humans to decide. So a human still has to decide whether or not, are these lyrics good, are these chord progressions good. Like even with the lyrics that it was giving me today, I changed some of them slightly because they just didn't quite fit or they didn't quite make sense. I didn't include the lyrics it gave me for the bridge because I personally felt that it was unnecessary waffling on the same topic, and I also didn't feel like it was very Enya-like, which was what I was trying to achieve today. So yeah, you still need a human for that side of things. Will I use Chat GPT to write a song again? Maybe not. I don't think that I'm like totally inspired by what I came up with today. But if you think you would like to hear more songs, maybe I could do more songs inspired by different artists. Like I could do a Kate Bush inspired song, or a song in the style of David Bowie or something. If you would like to hear more of that, then let me know in the comments, and I can certainly try that, and we can see can we improve upon it. And as ChatGPT learns from conversations, will it improve over time? And if you did like the song, then I will make it available on my Ko-fi site, where you can download that and a whole bunch of other songs that I've written. And a huge thank you to everyone who already supports me on Ko-fi. I couldn't make these videos without your help. And if you would just like to hear music that was just written by a human, then I'll leave a link here to the official music video, or one of 3 official music videos of my recent single, The Voice of the Island, which I wrote entirely myself without ChatGPT.